Hey, sweetheart. That's a beautiful song. Oh.
Hey guys, dinner in half an hour. Okay. Spawns.
I saw him 2 times. Right there, like he was trying to avoid the bridge.
There was nothing. I just went outside and you, Scott.
You want the tall man?
No, that's a myth. There's no tall man.
He exists.
It's not the boogeyman and the devil or any of that old wives' tale crap.
Hi, guys.
The last kid disappeared 2 months ago. Won't be long before the next one goes.
So you believe it too?
Can we play together again when you get home?
I promise. Good night, David.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Sneaky Sensei here on YouTube. I'm your host Senya Khan, bringing you guys another review what I thought of the Tall Man. Before I can start this video, guys, can I just apologize a couple things to you guys, okay? First of all, I know that it's been such a long time since I did one for Maleficent. I'm sorry there, guys. There's too much work still left on my desk, and I'm still trying to, you know, process them and trying to get them out to you, okay? The second thing is that this video will contain spoilers, okay? So if you guys have not watched it, please, I highly do recommend change the video now, watch something else, okay? But and then the other thing is that basically another small confession I have to make. This is my 7th or 8th time making you guys this video because something went wrong with my UCam. It went wrong. I was recording, it switched off, and I lost all the footages. So I'm back where I started at the beginning. Yippee doo da. Okay, fair enough. So what I thought of the Tall Man, it was actually a thriller, interesting film. It was so much because as much as you guys out there know, apart from you know, playing video games, making you guys videos, I enjoy history and myths and legends and all different types of stories around the world basically, and there's one in particular that kind of caught my eye upon something, and perhaps so you guys may have heard of it. If you haven't, and actually I did it for a live stream on Easter, it was Slender Man: The Arrival, and I'll tell you guys why I thought of this. Basically what is that basically in the beginning of the film, we are basically foretold that the town is suffering because there's low income, there's not enough food, and children are vanishing off from the face of the earth. And though I kind of thought to myself, okay, you know, this has to be the handiwork of Slender Man. And then as it was seriously, because that's what basically I thought, and I did a little bit more background research, and in my opinion, I think that the scriptwriter and the director really wanted to take that approach of turn with this whole film, and which was seriously, it was awesome, because that's what seriously what in one fact tone of the film it did so much. Okay, so jumping inside the film, Jessica Biel's movie, the 2012 version of The Tall Man, it's a fantastic film. I really loved it because Jessica Biel is sort of like a nurse, and she's a nurse. She knows the whole town, the whole community, and they know her as well basically. And at the beginning of the film, she comes in with her daughter, and I presumed actually she was having stomach pains, but that was not the case. She was actually pregnant and she was in labor. And so fast forward, the poor thing has a baby, and then to me though, it didn't seem like that the mother who had the child didn't really want the baby in the first place, and that was something that kind of caught my attention. And then further onwards inside the film, there's sort of this awesome scene at the cafe part, this is, where Jessica Biel's character walks inside this cafe and she orders herself a cup of coffee, And remember me mentioning to you guys that the kids disappeared and everything else. And there was this one old woman that appeared at the front of the door, and apparently people said that she went missing because she went into the woods looking for her son, and they couldn't find her and everything else. And this part kind of hits me the most because Jessica Biel offers the woman her cup of coffee, and you know, it's just that love and that sympathy that she gives to that old woman is what I truly admire the most, even by Jessica Albert's standard a point. And to be honest though, she is a fantastic actress, and I know I mentioned it by Angelina Jolie, and honestly though guys, you might say to yourself, okay, that's a little bit cliche, so I'm gonna tell you guys another true fact about me. Okay, I have watched so many awesome films in my life that I've got more than one favorite actress. Okay, there's loads of them out there, because as a person that loves to bring you guys videos or based on video games, reviews, music, celebrities, or whatever I can produce and bring to you guys, that's what I'm a really big fan of. And in fact, that Jessica Biel blew me away in Blade Trinity, I think it was the 2006 version, I think it was, I'm not totally sure guys. Just watching her performance in that film, you know, really opened my eyes. Just saying that Angelina Jolie is not also the beautiful actress out there. There are millions of people out there that are fantastic at acting. So always keep an open mind, guys. Okay, and so that was my little excuse about Jessica Biel. And then basically, so coming back to the storyline, you know, afterwards she offers the woman the cup of coffee. You know, when I told you about that girl who had the baby, she goes to her place to, you know, just to check up, see how the mom and the baby's coping and everything else. And though we kind of meet the girl's stepfather, and though, you know, he's just like this ruthless bastard he is, because he drinks a lot and he abuses his girlfriend a lot. And though that's something that, you know, I always do find a bit offensive, but not too much, guys. Okay, not too much. And the mother and the mom and the baby are doing fine. And there's actually one cool little scene actually. And also, if you guys have not noticed it in any of my videos, I have speech therapy. Apart from dyslexic, I've got speech therapy. There's sometimes I can't pronounce things right, or I can't say things right, but that's just where I am, guys. Okay. But let me know in the comments though, if you have it as well, please let me know as well, because I would seriously would love to get to know you guys even more. Okay. And then there's this other girl, I think there's her sister, her younger sister, and she's got the same issue that I have, and the poor thing can't talk, but she has sort of like a notepad and a pen, and she's sitting with Jessica Biel, and they're talking, and she's writing down on this notepad, and she's trying to tell her, you know, what she's trying to say. And then there comes like 4 or 5 minutes into that scene, the girl goes to Jessica, or I've seen him again, I've seen the tall man again, and he's the guy that's abducting all these children. And that's what seriously what, you know, kept me on my seat. And then before I knew it, guys, I actually looked towards my left hand side, and it was just me and my dad. And I was like, oh, where's everybody else? He's like, oh, they've skedaddled. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So I'm staying put with him. So we both watched it, and he loved it, and I loved it as well. And then coming back to the storyline, Jessica goes home, and she kind of has like a nanny or a babysitter, because actually at the beginning of this point, guys, I thought basically that she was a mum. I thought, yay, she's a mum, I can relate to the storyline. And then as the babysitter comes out, she goes that, oh, David's been asking about you. And I actually presume that the boy was ill, because anytime that when a child asks us about you all day is when, bless them, when they're sick, or if they've got a concussion or a disability mind or something like that. And I thought that's what basically it was, but that was not the case, guys. That was not the case. And technically, that Jessica goes up and sees the boy called David, and I was like, okay, you know what, that has to be her son. And I was like, okay, fair enough, I'm not arguing with this film. And as we progress further into the movie, you know, I kind of, you know, I was actually beginning to be much more comfortable with this relationship between a mother and her son. And this is where, you know, things take a twist of the turn, because when it comes to when she puts her son to bed, she's asleep as well, and she wakes up and she goes downstairs for a glass of milk, and she's in the kitchen, and when she turns around, the babysitter she's got a bloody nose and she's been tied up, and as Jessica's trying to help her, trying to get her untangled, she can hear like these couple of footsteps behind her. She turns around and she sees the tall man holding her son. She goes after him, and as Jessica goes after the guy, somehow she manages to get knocked on her feet and unconscious, and when she wakes up, she's in the behind of this van, inside a van with a German Shepherd, and this German Shepherd is not cute, guys. Okay, he is vicious. He's got these big, huge teeth, and he's really, to me, he looked really, really hungry to me, in my opinion. And poor Jessica's, you know, like tied up, and she manages to cut the rope where she was tied up, but David's still asleep in the front seat along with the guy who's driving the van, and she manages to, you know, trying to overcome the driver, and, you know, they're like the car, you know, the van goes side to side, and I say again though, the German Shepherd actually bites Jessica's ankle, and the whole van tips over. And then at one point though, David gets out, and this is where something quite interesting happened to me, because when David got out, so did the tall man. He got out as well. However though, it seemed to me that David knew the guy. He knew him, because he actually held his arms up and said him, pick me up. The body language said it to me, you know, please pick me up and take me with you. And at that point then, you kind of see him, you know, walk away from the van. And I remember me talking to you guys about that poor kid, the one who couldn't talk. She sees him walking off with David, and she goes towards the van. She just thought that basically, you know, okay, this must have been an accident, everything's okay, and she just goes off on her way. And then Jessica manages to open the door. She comes out, her ankle is really, really badly injured, and then she manages to go into the woods. She slips into a swamp, and then she crawls back out again. And I think there's sort of like a wooden stump, I think it is, and above her it's sort of like a wooden plaque. It says the tall man, and there's like too many creepy things hanging up there, and I was like, okay, so this has something to do with the supernatural spirits, and I was like, okay, so I'm intrigued for this film. And then also I should mention to you guys as well that this is Seattle has sent an FBI agent up there to find out what's happening to these lost kids and everything else. And actually, I can't pronounce the actor's name, but his performance as well seriously is fantastic. His performance is really fantastic. So he takes Jessica back. He finds Jessica in the front of middle of the road, you know, badly injured. You know, not that much badly injured, but I would say petrified. And you know, shaken badly. So he takes her back to the cafe, and he tells everyone, you know, just keep an eye on her and call for an ambulance. And then there's actually one cool part when this old lady who works at the cafe takes her back, and you know, she's trying to, you know, calm Jessica down and everything else. And in a corner there's sort of like a little picture. And you know, guys are gonna believe this. It was a picture of David, and he's the little boy that went missing. And I was like, okay, so I'm confused. And my dad was like, you're not the only one that's confused. I'm confused as well. And it actually turns out to be that basically Jessica was the one who kidnapped all the kids. But there was an excuse behind this, and I'll get into it, guys, as we go further onwards with the storyline. And then when the whole town realizes, you know, what Jessica Biel's character is, who she really is, that's when the whole town turns on her. And there's actually one awesome part when they figure out what she knows and everything else, and they all go out to get their guns and weapons, and like, if you find her, bring her back here so I can deal with her. And there was this cop. He's actually kind of stumbled. He's like, what the hell am I doing? You know, am I doing something good or am I doing something bad? And the other bloke who's the leader, he's like, you gotta pick a side. You really have to pick a side, her side or our side. And then he actually drives off. He drives off to this warehouse, and he's like telling other people that Jessica character is one that we've been looking for. She's the person who's been kidnapping all the children. And then but though Jessica actually managed to sneak into the police officer's car, and when he parks it and he goes up to the door, she manages to sneak out. And when the police officer leaves, she manages to get into this warehouse, into this old warehouse. And and when she walks in there, she sees David, and she's like, "Sweetheart," and then he goes running off, and she goes after him. And then you remember that tall guy I was on about, the one that kidnapped the kid? He actually manages to knock her unconscious. And when she comes to it, now this is the kicker, guys. This is something I did not see coming. It wasn't a guy. It was David's real mum. It was. And though and then it's something, that's when we realized that she wasn't the goodie. She was sort of like the villain. She was inside this whole film, and that was something I really liked the most, because it kind of twisted my whole imagination around it completely, because I couldn't figure out, why was the town after her, and that was the reason why. That made loads of sense to me then. And then there came a part when basically when David manages to hide from Jessica, and then Jessica manages to knock David's mum unconscious as well, and she manages to break free. And remember me talking to you guys about that problem. She was there as well, so she helps Jessica to get the boy into the car and back to the mansion. And to be honest though, that was pretty something quite stupid, but at this point I'm not arguing with the director. I'm in love with the director, okay? And then basically the babysitter comes out and says that thank goodness you found the boy. And as the babysitter takes David inside the house, the girl, grabs Jessica's hand and says, though, I've had enough of this life, take me to the tall man. And Jessica refuses to take him because she can't, she just can't, because why do you want to die? That's the thing. Why do you want to die, guys? I don't really understand that. And also, I know that for a fact I've got problems. I'm dyslexic. I've got speech therapy. But honestly, though, guys, if you guys could seriously overcome your fears, you can do anything. Seriously, you guys can do anything. I mean, like me, when I first started YouTube, I couldn't sit in front of the camera and talk to you guys. But now, hell, I'm comfortable with it. I'm really uncomfortable with it. So find the courage and just overcome your fears, guys. Okay? And no, so coming back to this film, so I'm getting sidetracked again. And Jessica refuses, to take her to the tall man. And then, it just comes to a point where, she stays there all night until light hits. And then Jessica takes David downstairs into the cellar. And actually, I thought though, she killed the boy. I was like, oh god, please do not tell me this is a film where basically they murder children. And just for the record, no children was harmed in making of this film, okay? So that's my warning to you guys as well, okay? And that was not the case. And then after, when Jessica comes back upstairs, she goes upstairs and she lies down. And then before we know it, we can hear like screaming, police officers are outside. And actually there's one scary part actually. She's actually awake and she's looking out the window, and somebody throws a brick through a window, and that's what seriously made me jump. And remember me talking to you guys about the FBI agent from Seattle comes to arrest Jessica. Unfortunately though, remember the babysitter, she hangs herself, which, I've really got no idea why. Why would anyone commit suicide? I've really got no idea, but there's more than meets the eye in this film, okay? So, and then when Jessica's arrested, she's been interrogated by the FBI, and they're trying to figure out if the kids are alive or dead, and they and he keeps asking her questions and says, yeah, did you kidnap the kids? And she confesses. She's like, yes, I did kidnap them, and yes, they are dead. However, though, guys, they cannot find the remains of the children. And we remember the boy's real mum, David. The FBI contacts her and says to her that, could you come in and see her one last time and try to get some few answers out of her. And what's really cool about this storyline was that, because basically I never knew that, I thought that David was Jessica's child, but that was not the case. It was just a child that she took and wanted to raise her as her own kid, because Jessica's character could never have children. And then honestly, that was seriously what hits me the most, is because basically in this world, guys, we take life for granted. We do, because when somebody has kids, when we have kids, though, we don't hardly appreciate them. We don't love them much. But though honestly though, guys, in my heart, we should always appreciate kids. We should always love them and always, you know, think of what's best for them in life and everything else. And though, you know, it just kind of killed Jessica because she couldn't have children of her own, and she really wanted to look after David so much because his mum couldn't give him anything in this world, not even a soft comfy bed to sleep on, food on the table, proper education, or not even love, because they would actually go out all day looking for jobs. And honestly, that's what seriously what hit me the most. And then basically there comes the point when David's real mum and Jessica are talking, and Jessica comes clean about everything and says that the remainders are in the inside the mines or something, and actually she's been sent down to prison for manslaughter for children and kidnapping as well. But actually, guys, this is where the kicker comes in, and this is where it takes a different turn of the approach, because after when she confesses, I was like, okay, you know what, that's it. The credits have to be rolling. It didn't, guys. It took a different turn. It did. Remember me telling you guys again about that girl who had speech therapy? We see her in her bedroom and she wakes up, and outside there's noises, very loud noises coming, and it's her stepfather abusing her mum. And so, but bless her, you know, she's trying to stop her stepfather, and he actually hits his girlfriend and his stepdaughter. And this is also something what gets me the most is that her mum actually, you know, is like, you know, forget about it. Yeah, come on, sweetie, just go back inside. We'll have a nice warm cup of tea. We'll talk about this. It's like, what? He just hit your own daughter. How can you stand there and say, you know, I can choose my boyfriend over my own daughter? How can anyone do that? I don't really understand that. And then when the poor thing is like badly in tears, she goes behind this caravan, and then the tall man comes and abducts her. And then they go to this scrapyard and they actually get into this 4x4, but though the guy doesn't do nothing to the poor kid. He doesn't abuse her, he doesn't rape her, nothing, but he only says to her, could you please get underneath the seat? And he lifts the seats up, and it's sort of like so she lies down underneath it, and we see that the guy is driving her out of town into a different town where there is better education, good food, good bed, people who love their children. And basically what was that? All the kids that were missing are not dead. They've actually moved to a different town. They faked their own death so they could have a proper life. And then honestly though, guys, this was something that really hits me the most, is because basically as much as you guys know, I'm British Pakistani, I am. Every time when I go back to Pakistan, India or Thailand though, guys, you know, I just really think to myself, you know, how lucky are we? Because we take advantage of our lives here. I take advantage every day of my life here in the UK, because here, you know, we got soft beds, we got food on the table, clothes on our backs, and those poor kids didn't. And though, to be honest, just taking them to point A to point B, making sure that they have a better life, is seriously, it's just fantastic. And unfortunately though, one of them hanged himself, and the other one could never see the light of day ever again. But though, you know, if you guys just think about it and just take a minute and just stop and just think about it, it really changes the whole film or how you think about it. And honestly though, that was something that I really liked, and it was just so freaking awesome just to see that, okay, that they didn't kill him. They just took him to a better place, you know, where they could have better things in life. And though, you know, it just changes my mind completely, how I see life and everything else. And it's just freaking amazing. Seriously, it's just freaking amazing, it is. And though you remember the boy called David and the girl that got kidnapped? They're actually living better lives than they did back in their old town. And though, you know, and also, to me, I can understand from my parents' point of view, when a child's been abducted and they want to know if they're safe, alive or dead, but though they'll never know the answer. But though, to be honest though, the main question relies with you. Why didn't you, you know, move away from this town? You know, because there's better opportunities somewhere else. Because in some countries though, guys, there aren't very good jobs out there, and there's some places that will take advantage of you so much. And that's what something that kind of hit me the most. But what made me cry the most at the end of the film was that because Jessica's character could never have kids. She sacrificed her life to make sure that they could have a better life as well. And seriously though, guys, it is one of the best films I've ever seen. So I would point 0. Okay, in my opinion, that was a really good film. If you guys have not watched it, please make sure that you do check it out because it's up on Netflix. Okay, and it is seriously one of the best films I've ever seen. Okay, and though to be honest, if you guys take a minute and think about it, if you guys now I don't mean to be interrupting anyone's life or anything, but honestly though guys, if you guys are getting abused by your boyfriend or by your girlfriend, and if you got a child involved, please, for the love of God, think about them. Think about them first, okay? Put your kid first, not your boyfriend, your girlfriend, because this has badly affected me in my life. This has so much, and I'm sorry guys. I wish I could talk to you guys about it, but I really can't. Okay, I really can't, guys. I'm really am sorry. But just for the sake of your own kids' sake, do it for them, not for your partner's sake, okay? But that's just my advice to you guys, and please make sure that you do get help and they get help as well, okay? So yeah, so yet again guys, 9.0 I'll give this movie. Jessica Biel did a fantastic job. The only confusion I had the most as well, she looked like Rona Mitri in this bloody movie. If you guys don't know who Rona Mitri is, please look up. She's amazing. So does she look like of Kate Beckinsale, actually she is, which is kind of scary in a way. And also I look like of Alison Kings. I have done a couple of videos for her, so they're probably in the links in the description box below. You guys check them out and you guys will understand where I'm coming from, okay? So on that note then, I'm afraid that brings us to the end of this review. If you guys have enjoyed it, please do the routine, which is like, subscribe, leave me a comment please. Once again in the comment section below, in the links description box below, you guys are my social media networks. Come and hang out with me guys, and if you guys really did like it, please share this video with a friend, like it, or better yet, why not subscribe to my channel please, because it surely does help me out, okay? So on that note then, I'd like to thank you guys once again for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this film? It was good, it was rubbish, please do let me know, okay? And yeah, I suppose that does it for this video then. So once again, thanks for watching, I love you guys, until next time guys, I'll catch you guys on the very next episode. Take care, bye guys, I love ya, bye guys.